Good morning, students. So in our previous class, we are seeing about how we are going to calculate the average rate of a reaction and then how to calculate the instantaneous rate of the reaction by taking the graphical representation we had learned yesterday. Now, based on that one, let us see how we are going to represent the rate of reaction when a chemical reaction is given to us. So here, for that first reaction I am taking is Hg plus Cl2 gives rise to HgCl2. Hg plus Cl2 gives rise to HgCl2. Here in this reaction, mercury is reacting with chlorine to produce mercury chloride. Mercury chloride. When we are representing the rate of reaction, a rate is equal to decrease in the concentration of mercury by time taken, or decrease in the concentration of chlorine by time taken, or increase in the concentration of mercury chloride by time taken. Like this, we are representing this. So when we are taking a chemical reaction into consideration, the relationship between the rates of all the reactants and products will be represented like this. So here, it is a very simple reaction because the reaction is not having any stoichiometric coefficients. That is, all the stoichiometric coefficients are same. So that is why you can see that the rate expressions will be like this. But now if I am taking another reaction, 2Hi gives rise to H2 plus I2. 2Hi gives rise to H2 plus I2. Now, when such reaction is there, here you can see that there is a coefficient, that is, this is called as stoichiometric coefficient. The two what you are seeing on the board, it is nothing but stoichiometric coefficient. What does this stoichiometric equation or a balance of the chemical equation says about? It says that when I am taking 2 moles of hydrogen iodide, it decomposes into 1 mole of hydrogen gas and 1 mole of iodine. So this equation says that when I am taking 2 moles of hydrogen iodide, I can produce 1 mole of hydrogen and 1 mole of iodine. It is a decomposition reaction. Now, when I am representing the rate of reaction, rate is equal to, here, when I am taking 2 moles of hydrogen iodide, I am producing 1 mole of hydrogen. When I am taking 2 moles of hydrogen iodide, I am producing 1 mole of hydrogen. That means it will be represented like this, minus half. Why? Because here I am taking 2 moles. Instead of 2 moles, if there is 3 moles here, it will be 1 by 3. So minus 1 by 2 concentration of hydrogen iodide by time taken, which is related with hydrogen, because here the stoichiometric coefficient is 1 only. So that is why directly we'll be taking plus delta hydrogen, that is increase in concentration of hydrogen by delta T, which is equal to plus delta I2, concentration of iodine by delta T. Here, as we said yesterday, the minus sign says about the decrease in the concentration of the reactants, and the plus sign says about the increase in the concentration of the products. So here, the rate expression, or what we say, the rate equation here, the rate will be related with reactants and products like this, based upon the stoichiometrical equation. Now, if you see this equation, I had given one more equation on the board. 5Br minus plus BrO3 minus plus 6H plus gives rise to 3Br2 plus 3H2O. So this is a balanced chemical equation, balanced stoichiometric equation. Here you are having different types of stoichiometric coefficients. Here the stoichiometric coefficient is 5. Here the stoichiometric coefficient is 1. Stoichiometric coefficient here is 6. Here it is 3, and here it is 3. So when such equation is there, how we are going to relate the rates of various reactants and products in this equation? That is, rate is equal to minus 1 by 5 delta Br minus concentration of Br minus by delta T equal to, here there is no stoichiometric coefficient, that is to say that is the stoichiometric coefficient is 1. That means 1 by 1 will equal to 1. So minus delta BrO3 minus by delta T equal to, here the stoichiometric coefficient is 6. So then minus 1 by 6 change in concentration of H plus ions by time taken. In the same way, so here minus. Why we are using minus? Because there is a decrease in the concentration of the reactants. Reactants always decrease in concentration during the reaction process. When coming to products, here that stoichiometric coefficient is 3. So that is why 1 by 3 or plus 1 by 3 change in concentration by concentration of bromine by time taken equal to plus 1 by 3 delta H2O by time taken. In this way, we are going to represent the relationship between rates of various reactants and products based upon the stoichiometric coefficients. This thing you had studied in your first year chemical equilibrium itself. Now, when a reaction, so till now, whatever the reactions we had seen previously in yesterday's class, and today also we had seen some reactions, we are taking square bracket. We are saying that square bracket always, wherever we are using square bracket, we are saying that it is molar concentration. It is nothing but molar concentration. What is molar concentration? It is nothing but molarity. It is nothing but molarity. What is molarity? Number of moles of a solute present in 1 liter of solution. That is molarity with respect to solution. But in general, when we are speaking about molarity, molarity is nothing but number of moles present in 1 liter. Number of moles present in 1 liter. That is molarity or molar concentration, what we are saying. But if a reaction is considered with all the reactants and products are in gaseous state, or we are considering about gaseous reaction, then what we can do? So instead of molar concentrations in such conditions, we'll be taking partial pressures. We'll be taking partial pressure. So here the molar concentrations with generalized to say that whenever we are taking a reaction into consideration, whenever we are taking concentrations into consideration, we'll be taking molar concentrations. But when a reaction is considered with gaseous reaction, where gaseous reactants and gaseous products are present, then we will be considering their partial pressures in calculation of rate of reaction. Instead of molar concentrations, we'll be using partial pressures. These, that is molar concentrations and partial pressures, are together called as active masses. Active masses. So hereafter, whenever you come across the word active mass or active masses, you must remember that it is nothing but molar concentration. It is nothing but molar concentration or molarity or partial pressure. So whenever you are coming across the word active mass represents molar concentrations or partial pressures. Molar concentrations or partial pressures. Now, please take down a problem which is shown on the screen. The problem is given like this. The decomposition of N2O5. The decomposition of N2O5. The decomposition of N2O5 in CCl4 at 318 Kelvin has been studied by monitoring the concentration of N2O5 solution. Initially, the concentration of N2O5 is 2.33 moles per liter. And after 184 minutes, it is reduced to 2.08 moles per liter. The reaction takes place according to the equation. 2N2O5 gives rise to 4NO2 plus O2. Now, calculate the average rate of this reaction in terms of minutes, hours, seconds. And what is the rate of production of NO2 during this period? So read the problem once. Read the problem for yourself. So in the problem, it is given that the decomposition of N2O5 in CCl4 at 318 Kelvin has been studied by monitoring the concentration of N2O5 in the solution. Initially, the concentration of N2O5 is 2.33 moles per liter. Initial, that is to say that R1, concentration of N2O5. Initially, that is, let us take that as it is nothing but R1. Initial concentration, I am taking, it is given as R1. Is given as 2.33 moles per liter. Then after 184 minutes, time 184 minutes, then the concentration R2. So here, instead of keeping here, you can just keep it like this. Why? Because again, you need not feel that it is a suffix here. Is given as 2.08 moles per liter. And they had given the equation 2N2O5 gives rise to 4NO2 plus O2. This is the equation given. And they are asking us to calculate the average rate of the reaction in terms of minutes, hours, and seconds. Now, see here, the time is given as 184 minutes. So, 184 minutes by 60 minutes, you will be getting in hours. 3.06 hours. In the same way, 184 into 60, you will be getting in seconds. What is 184 into 60, ma? 1104 seconds. So I had converted minutes into hours, hours into seconds also. Now, the relationship between the values here, rate is equal to plus 1 by 2 delta N2O5, that is decrease in concentration by delta T, equal to, sorry, here it is minus because decrease in concentration, plus 1 by 4 delta NO2 by delta T, equal to plus delta O2 by delta T. Rate is equal to minus 1 by 2. Now, delta N2O5 means initial concentration, sorry, final concentration minus initial concentration. 2.08 minus 2.33 by, we are calculating for minutes, so by 184 equal to. So what is 2.08 minus 2.33, ma? 0.25. So minus 0.25 minus 1 by 2 by 184. If you simplify this, complete. So if you are simplifying this, 6.79 into 10 to the power of minus 4 moles per liter per minute. You'll be getting the rate. This is when you are taking 184 minutes. You are calculating the rate of the reaction with reference to minutes. Next, same thing. rate is equal to minus half 2.08 final concentration minus initial concentration by, here we are seeing that we are calculating the rate of reaction with reference to hours, that is 3.06 hours equal to, so minus half into minus 0.25 by 3.06. 4.07 into minus 2 moles per liter per hour. Moles per liter per hour. In the same way, rate is equal to minus half into final concentration 2.08 minus 2.33 by, here we are trying to calculate with reference to seconds, 11040 seconds equal to minus half into minus 0.25 by 11040 seconds. How much? 1.13 10 to the power of minus 5 moles per liter per second. It is also given that what is the rate of production of NO2 during the period? Rate of production of NO2 during this period. But here you have to observe there is nothing information given with respect to NO2. But based upon the concentration of N2O5, now we have to find out the rate with reference to NO2 during that particular time. Here we are having this relationship. What is the relationship? Already we had seen minus 1 by 2 into minus 1 by 2 delta N2O5 by delta T, which is equal to plus 1 by 4 delta NO2 by delta T. So here minus 1 by 2. What is delta N2O5 here? Final concentration, that is 2.08 minus 2.33 by delta T is given as 184 minutes. Here they did not specify as whether to calculate in seconds or hours or minutes. So we are calculating in minutes only. Equal to plus 1 by 4 delta NO2 by delta T. So minus 1 by 2 into minus 0.25 by 184 equal to 1 by 4 delta NO2 by delta T. So now bringing this one here, you'll be having delta NO2, that is we are calculating the rate of reaction with reference to NO2 equal to 4 by 2 into 0.25 by 184. Therefore, rate with reference to NO2 equal to 2.72 minus 3 moles per liter per minute, because here the time we are taking in minutes, 184 minutes. Take down the another problem. For a reaction, R gives rise to P, that is, the reactants gives rise to products. The concentration of the reactant changes from. The concentration of the reactant changes from. The concentration of the reactant changes from 0.03 molar to 0.02 molar, 0.03 molar to 0.02 molar. (0.02 molar) in 25 minutes. Calculate the average rate of the reaction. Calculate the average rate of reaction using units of time. Using units of time, both in minutes and seconds. Calculate the average rate of reaction using units of time, both in minutes and seconds. So here, the reaction is given as reactants react to produce products. That means the stoichiometric coefficients of reactants and products is the same. The stoichiometric coefficients of reactants and products is same. That means the relationship between the rate will be minus delta R by delta T equal to plus delta P by delta T. Now, they had given the concentration of the reactant initially. Concentration of the reactant initially is given as 0.03 molar. Molar means moles per liter. If I'm using capital M, we can say it as molar. Instead of that, we can use as a moles per liter also. It had the final concentration, that is 0.03 molar of reactant is converted into 0.02 molar in time 25 minutes. How much ma? 25 minutes. In 25 minutes. Now they are asking us, so 25 minutes means it can be converted into 25 into 60. So that they asked us to convert into hours, seconds. 25 into 60. 1500 seconds. So they are asked us to calculate rate with reference to minutes and seconds also. So therefore, rate is equal to minus R2 minus R1 by delta T, which is equal to minus 0.02 minus 0.03 by 25, which is equal to 0.01 by 25. How much, ma? 4 into 10 to the power of minus 4 moles per liter per minute, because here we are taking it as 25 minutes. The same thing they are asking us to calculate in seconds also. Equal to minus 0.02 minus 0.03 by 6 point minus 6 moles per liter per second. Please note down another problem. In a reaction, 2A gives rise to products. In a reaction, 2A gives rise to products. In a reaction, 2A gives rise to products. The concentration of A decreases from, the concentration of A decreases from, the concentration of A decreases from 0.5 molar to 0.4 molar, 0.5 molar to 0.4 molar in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes. Calculate the rate during this interval. Calculate the rate during this interval. So we are given 2A gives rise to products. This is the equation given to us. So therefore, rate is equal to minus 1 by 2 concentration of A by delta T. Here, initial concentration of A is given as how much, ma? 0.5 molar. Later it is decreased to 0.4 molar in how much time? 10 minutes. It's a very simple problem. So therefore, rate is equal to minus 1 by 2, 0.5 minus 0.4, sorry, 0.4 minus 0.5 by 10. How much you'll be getting? 5 into minus 3 moles per liter per minute. Why? Because here we had taken time in minutes. M, capital M means molar, which is nothing but moles per liter. So in this way, you can relate the rates of reactants and products and do the problems. Now, let us see the factors affecting rate of reaction. 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 So the first factor is nature of reactants. Nature of reactants. Here in this nature of reactants, the first one what we are going to see is physical state. Physical state of reactants. Physical state of reactants. That means when the reactants are in gaseous state, when the reactants are in gaseous state, the rate of the reaction will be high than that of in liquid state, than that of in solid state. That is to say that when the reactants are in gaseous phase, the reactions undergo vigorously than that of in liquid state, than that of in solid state. That is to say that the rate of the reaction will be high when we are taking the reactants in gaseous phase. Reactants in gaseous phase. Then here we are already seeing that in solid state the rate of the reaction will be less. In solid state the rate of the reaction will be less. Now size of the particle also plays an important role when the reactants are in solid state. So if the reactants are in solid state, then size of the particle also plays a major role. That is, smaller the size of the particle, smaller size of the particle, reactant particle, more is the rate of reaction. So when the reactants are in solid state, lesser the size of the particle, more will be the rate of the reaction. More will be the rate of reaction. Next, chemical nature of the reactants. Chemical nature of the reactants. If the reactants are in ionic stage, if the reactants are ionic, then the rate of the reaction will be more. If the reactants have some proton related exchange of protons, that is H plus ions, then also rate of the reaction will be high. So when the reactants, when we are seeing about the chemical nature of the reactants, if the reactants are in ionic stage or they are having proton related reactivity, then rate of the reaction will be high. Rate will be more. That means speed of the reaction will be more. Velocity of the reaction will be more. In the same way, bond arrangements and rearrangements. Bond arrangements and rearrangements. Whenever the bond arrangements and rearrangements are there in the reaction, then the reaction will be slow. That means the rate of the reaction will be less. The reaction will be slow. In the same way, when there is electron transfer, what do you mean by electron transfer reactions? Oxidation and reduction reactions. So when there is electron transfer, that is oxidation or reduction, then also rate of the reaction will be less. Rate of the reaction will be less. And finally, substitution reactions. Substitution reactions. They also will be slow. That is to say that the rate of the reaction will be less. So all these are related to nature of the reactants. Nature of the reactions with respect to physical state of the reactants. If the physical state of the reactants, they are gaseous stage. If the reactants are in gaseous phase, their rate of reaction will be more. If the reaction, so, and it is decreasing as the phase is changing from gaseous to liquid, liquid to solid. Solid phase, they'll be having less rate of reaction. In that solids also, if the particle size is small, in solids, already we are saying that solids, they are having rate of reaction, less rate of reaction. When the reactants are in solid state, the rate of the reaction is less. In that, if the size of the particle is less, automatically then the rate will be more. If the particle size is increasing, automatically there also rate of the reaction will be less. Now, chemical nature. Ionic substances and proton related reactions, they will be having more rate of reaction. That is to say that reaction goes on speedily. With respect to bond arrangement and rearrangement reactions, rate of the reaction will be less. That is, reactions will be slow. In the same way, electron transfer, wherever electron transfer is going on, that is to say that oxidation and reduction, you know that losing of electrons, oxidation, gaining of electrons, reduction. In such reactions, there also you can see that the rate of the reaction will be less. In the same way, substitution reactions, you are seeing in organic reactions, substitution reactions, those also will be having less rate of reaction. All come under nature of reactants only. Now, the next factor which is affecting, that is temperature. In general, as we are increasing the temperature, rate of the reaction increases. As we are increasing the temperature, rate of the reaction increases. It is said that for every 10 degrees rise in temperature, rate doubles in general. So this is a generalized statement. As we increase the temperature, rate of the reaction will be increased. It is said that for every 10 degrees rise in temperature, rate doubles. Rate of the reaction doubles. Next, concentration of the reactants. Concentration of the reactants. In your first year, you had studied about Le-Chatelier principle. In your first year, you had studied about Le-Chatelier principle. In Le-Chatelier principle, you had clearly studied about the constraints like temperature, pressure, and concentration. There, you had particularly studied that when we are increasing the concentration of the reactants, products are found very easily. That is to say that rate of the reaction will be increased as we are increasing the concentration of the reactants. If the concentration of the reactants is increased, rate of the reaction will increase. Rate of the reaction will increase. So, concentration of the reactants. As we are increasing the concentration of the reactants, rate of the reaction will be increased. If you are decreasing the concentration of the reactants, rate of the reaction will be decreased. In the same way, catalyst. Catalyst is a chemical substance which we use to alter the rate of reaction. Catalyst is a substance used to alter the rate of reaction. Here, alter the rate of reaction means either increase the rate of reaction or decrease the rate of reaction. If we are using a catalyst to increase the rate of reaction, such a catalyst is called as a positive catalyst. If a substance is used to decrease the rate of reaction, such catalyst is used as called as negative catalyst. So, a catalyst is a substance which is used to alter the rate of reaction. Alter the rate of reaction means increase the rate of reaction or decrease the rate of reaction. And finally, there is one more factor which influences the rate of reaction, which affects the rate of reaction, that is sunlight. So there are some reactions which undergo in the presence of sunlight or UV radiations only. If those radiations are not there, if the sunlight is not there, such reactions will be very slow, just like your photosynthesis. So here, such reactions where sunlight or UV radiations are used for increasing the rate of reaction, such reactions are called as photochemical reactions. They only depend upon sunlight or UV radiations in order to undergo the reaction. That is, rate of the reaction will be increased when we are using sunlight or UV radiations. So these are the factors which influencing rate of reaction. So what are the factors influencing rate of reaction majorly? That is the nature of the reactants, then temperature, concentration of the reactants, catalysts, and sunlight. These are the factors which affect the rate of reaction. Is it clear? So let us continue in the next class.